Protect Me, You, Us Kids, a shared clinical decision-making approach for youth COVID-19 vaccine conversations. This video is brought to you by the Behavioral Health and Wellness Program at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus, with support from the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. 3 steps to vaccine acceptance. Healthcare providers remain the most trusted source for information about vaccinations, and there are low-burden strategies to effectively talk with parents, guardians, and youth about any questions or concerns they may have. In this video, we suggest specific strategies and language that you can use to address mistrust of and concerns regarding COVID-19 vaccines for youth. There is a 3-step evidence-based process to maximize vaccine acceptance. 1. Assess disposition. 2. Use motivational interviewing, or MI, to talk it out. 3. Make a plan. These steps, built upon shared clinical decision-making and motivational interviewing skills and strategies, will assist you to increase a person's motivation for change. Past research has found that even people who are vaccine hesitant remain open to learning about vaccines. When treated in a respectful and affirming manner, most people express a genuine desire to have an open and honest conversation. Many people who are vaccine hesitant will eventually decide to be vaccinated, but this is often based on a decision-making process rather than a one-time conversation. Through effective conversations, you can support people on their personal path to health. Step 2. Use MI to talk it out. Now is the time for Step 2, use MI to talk it out. Once you've identified a person's disposition, you'll want to proceed based on this information. For people who are accepting, you can help to arrange for vaccination. For those who are cautiously accepting, you will want to answer any questions and provide the information they need from an MI approach. With people who are hesitant and refusing, you'll want to use MI skills and strategies to talk through their concerns to evoke their motivation for vaccination. MI is a collaborative conversation style that enhances motivation and commitment to change. To increase uptake of the COVID-19 vaccine for children with parents or guardians who are vaccine hesitant or refusing, you'll want to engage in specific MI skills and strategies. Remember, the goal of your conversation is to increase motivation to get their children vaccinated. The goal is not to persuade them to take action. Let's watch as Dr. Jackson continues her conversations. We'll highlight the MI skills and strategies she uses to support vaccination.
Now, in order to make the best decision for Kiara, you want to know that the vaccine is safe. What information would help you to know that it's safe for her?
It just came out so fast. I mean, what do we know about the long-term side effects? Don't they usually test vaccines for years before giving them to kids?
You're right. We don't know for certain the potential long-term side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, when we look at other childhood vaccines like chickenpox, measles, rubella, we see that long-term side effects are very rare. We also know that if there is going to be any side effects, they usually occur within 6 weeks of vaccination. Now, I wonder, what do you know about the long-term side effects of a COVID-19 infection in kids?
Not much. Just that when kids get COVID, they don't get as sick as adults.
Would you like me to share what I know?
Sure.
Well, you're right. Most kids don't get as sick as adults, and they can still have something called long-haul COVID, where they have COVID symptoms, even more severe COVID symptoms, for months after they first get sick. There is also a more serious condition called multi-system inflammatory syndrome, or MISC, that can affect the heart, blood vessels, and other organs, which can make some children very ill and in need of urgent care. And unfortunately, children of color are more likely to get MISC. What are your thoughts about the information I shared?
I think it's scary. I didn't know any of that. But it's just that the vaccine came out so quickly. How can I know it's safe?
I hear you, Renee. Safety is your priority. Kiara, your mom is asking some great questions. Renee, as you know, the development of a COVID-19 vaccine was a priority for everyone. Typical roadblocks were removed, and the mRNA technology used in the vaccine has been around for decades. This helped scientists to create a vaccine in record time. Now we know the vaccine is safe and effective based on the millions of adults and kids who have already received the vaccine. The studies on the vaccine in children found that it provides strong protection with no reported severe adverse reactions.
Well, that's comforting to know.
Getting adults and kids vaccinated is the only way to slow down or stop the COVID-19 virus. Without vaccination, it will continue to mutate and spread. We all need to do our part.
Do I have to wear a mask forever?
We hope not, Kiara. What do you know about how vaccines keep us healthy?
They stop the germs?
That's right. Sometimes we take medicine after we get sick to help us get better. Vaccines are a kind of medicine to stop us from getting sick. Or if we do get sick, it's not so bad. Now, Renee, what other questions do you have?
I don't have any other questions. I need to think about everything you've told me.
You made the hard decision to get vaccinated yourself for the good of your family. While you have a valid concern about the safety of the vaccine for Kiara, you now know that a COVID infection is an even bigger concern. Knowing that millions of kids have been safely vaccinated, you may be open to a vaccination for her. If you think of anything else, please message me through the patient portal. That may be easier for you than talking on the phone, since you're on the phone so much for your work and Derek's so busy.
That's right. It was hard enough to get time off to come here today. Derek has his warehouse job and is an Uber driver at night and on weekends. It's helping us to make ends meet.
Both of you are such hard workers. Kiara is lucky to have such responsible and dedicated parents. It's important for your whole family to be vaccinated and stay healthy so you can work. Have you gotten your booster yet?
Yeah, that was required too.
That's great. The booster will provide the extra protection you need to keep your family healthy. What, if any, conversations have you had with Derek about getting everyone vaccinated?
Well, we haven't talked about that. I don't really go anywhere except for the store, but Derek is around different people all the time. He wears a mask but doesn't want to get vaccinated. He doesn't like anyone to tell him what to do.
Sounds like you might want to have a conversation with him now that we've talked. You know, as we said before, the decision to vaccinate Kiara and Derek is a decision only you and your family can make. I trust you will make the best decision for everyone.
Did you notice how Dr. Jackson uses open-ended questions, reflections, and affirmations to develop a sense of trust and partnership? It's clear that Renee is concerned about the speed with which the vaccine was developed and its safety. She also wonders about the long-term effects of the vaccine on Kiara's growing body. Before she provides information, Dr. Jackson asks Renee for permission. She also asks for her response to the information she provides. In this way, Dr. Jackson provides key information that puts Renee at ease without sounding like she is telling her what to do. She simply offers information at Renee's request. We also hear from Renee that finances are tight. It's for this reason that she made the decision to get vaccinated instead of leaving her job. Did you see how Dr. Jackson highlights the importance of vaccination so they can all stay healthy and be able to work? In this way, she evokes motivation to vaccinate not only Kiara, but her husband Derek too, so the whole family can be protected. Think about the MI skills and strategies you currently use and could incorporate into your vaccine conversations. Now let's see what's going on with Sharon and Cooper.
Of course. I'm glad to be a resource for you. What would you like to know?
Well, I read that the mRNA vaccine could change the DNA of a growing child. I'm not a science person, so I'm not sure what that even means.
That's a common concern, and I can understand why you want to know the facts. Would you like me to share what I know?
Yes, please.
COVID-19 vaccines made with the messenger RNA, or mRNA, do not interact with a person's DNA at all. As you may know, DNA is the genetic material stored in the nucleus of a cell. The vaccine never gets into the nucleus, and once the immune cells have used the instructions provided by mRNA, our bodies break it down and get rid of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is cool, and the COVID-19 vaccines have saved millions of lives. Sharon, what do you think about the information I shared?
So the vaccine has nothing to do with our DNA. Great to know. You might also remember that Cooper has severe allergies to peanuts, eggs, and latex. Well, his mom is worried that he will have a life-threatening allergic reaction to the COVID-19 vaccine. What do you know about allergens in the vaccine?
It's understandable. She's concerned about his safety. I have some information that may ease her mind. There are no nuts, eggs, gelatin, preservatives, latex, or metals in the vaccines. And in the clinical trials on kids, there were no severe allergic reactions.
It's a relief to know that there's nothing he's allergic to in the vaccine itself.
And I always have my EpiPen.
Good to know. Carrying an EpiPen is a big responsibility for an 11-year-old. You take your health seriously.
And he takes his grandparents' health seriously. We've done all we can to stay safe during the pandemic. My husband has COPD, and so our activities and Cooper's have been very limited.
You take care of each other. Being fully vaccinated, getting your boosters, and practicing social distancing is the best thing you can do to stay safe and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Well, my daughter got COVID and was really sick for about a month, but even so, she refuses to get vaccinated. It doesn't make sense to me.
You want to understand each other's perspective.
Well, as you know, Tiffany has struggled with substance abuse for years, and sometimes she's around people who I think can be a bad influence, and maybe that's what's going on here. But she's sober right now and stable in her job.
You want the best for her, and you want to respect her position on the vaccine by getting the facts about it so that you can all be safe.
I love my daughter and my grandson. I want the best for both of them.
You do all you can to take care of your family. While it's important for you to consider Tiffany's hesitation about the vaccine for Cooper, you know ultimately the decision to vaccinate Cooper is yours. And the information we've discussed today gives you confidence in your decision.
Did you notice how Dr. Jackson used open-ended questions and reflections to understand Sharon's perspective? She is aware that Sharon wants information so she can talk with her daughter about the facts to address her concerns. Just as she did with Renee, Dr. Jackson asks for permission to share information and elicits a response about her reaction. She highlights Sharon's desire to respect her daughter's perspective and keep her family safe. Towards the end of this segment, Dr. Jackson provides autonomy support by observing that although Sharon wants to respect her daughter's wishes, the final decision is one that she has the freedom to make. Now let's take a look at what's going on with Isaac.
So what are your thoughts around getting the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot now that we can get the vaccine, because, I want to stay healthy and play as many games as I can during baseball season. College isn't far away, and I want to earn a baseball scholarship so I can pay my way.
It's clear that going to college and playing baseball is a priority for you, and you need to stay healthy to achieve your goals.
You got it. My mom and dad don't get why I want to get the vaccine. They're like in their own world since their separation. Nobody's listening to me.
You don't feel heard, and you need your mom and dad's support to get vaccinated. You want to do what you can to protect yourself and your sister from COVID, and you see the vaccine as part of that protection.
Yeah, that's right.
You said that you had some questions about the COVID-19 vaccine. What would you like to know?
So, I've been reading about the vaccine, and I'm worried about damaging my heart. I hear that some guys my age have heart problems from the vaccine.
Would you like to hear what I know about this?
Yeah.
Well, the conditions you're talking about are called myocarditis and pericarditis. Now, myocarditis involves inflammation of the heart muscle, and pericarditis is the inflammation of the heart tissue in the outer lining of the heart. While the risk of getting one of these conditions from the vaccine is somewhat greater in someone your age, it's still very rare. And the risk of heart inflammation is far greater after a COVID-19 infection than after the vaccination.
I didn't know you could get it from COVID, too.
That's right. For you, knowing these conditions are more likely after a COVID-19 infection is important.
You're right about that. I want to do whatever I can to protect my health.
I hear that. What other questions do you have, Isaac?
You know, I hear the vaccine can prevent me from, having kids someday. My sister, too, if she gets it. Not that that's going to happen anytime soon.
Would you like me to tell you what I know about the COVID-19 vaccine and fertility?
Yeah.
We know that there is absolutely no evidence that any vaccine, including the COVID-19 vaccine, causes any form of infertility or affects any other parts of the reproductive system.
So, why have I been hearing that it does?
Some people have been talking about it on social media, but given all the evidence, there is no reason to believe these rumors.
I get it. People say all kinds of stuff on social media. That's why I wondered what you thought.
Well, I'm glad you asked. You're very thoughtful and responsible in your decision making. You're considering both the short and long-term health effects of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Well, I've got to. Especially if I'm going to talk to my mom into giving permission. Neither of my parents are vaccinated. My mom and dad got COVID a while ago and didn't get too sick, so whenever I bring up getting the vaccine, they just blow me off.
Well, I certainly understand why getting vaccinated is so important to you. It's not just that you don't want to get COVID. You see how it can affect your ability to achieve your goals. And since your parents' separation, you've had to step up and look out for yourself and your sister. You have a lot of responsibility, and you want to be informed so you can make the best decision for the both of you.
Yep. You've got it, Dr. J.
What other questions do you have for me about the COVID-19 vaccine?
Nah, I'm good.
In this segment, we see that Dr. Jackson attends closely to Isaac's goals and values. She reflects his hopes that baseball will be his ticket to college. He's in a difficult situation since he's a minor who wants the vaccine but doesn't have the support of his parents. Dr. Jackson asks open-ended questions, offers reflections, and affirms Isaac, so he knows that he is being heard. She provides information that reduces his concerns about the possibility that the vaccine could affect his long-term health, including heart problems and infertility. Dr. Jackson offers an affirmation about his thoughtful and responsible approach to decision-making. She offers a statement that highlights his autonomy support to make the best decision he can for him and his sister. In this way, she boosts his confidence around being able to talk with his parents to advocate for vaccination. For more information or to arrange for additional training in motivational interviewing and COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy, visit our website at www.bhwellness.org.